4.5 grams. This prop is 4.5 grams. It's a 6-inch triblade prop. That's 4.5 grams. That's significantly lighter than the vast majority of 5-inch props. I don't know how that's possible, but it's true. That being said, the weight is not the only factor in how easy the prop is to spin and how easy the prop is to control, but it is a significant factor. It is also a very shallow pitch. 3-2 pitch is what it says, but if you look at the blade, it just looks like a very shallow pitch. So it's also very easy to push through the air. 6-inch props are longer, so they do have more drag, so they just naturally are more difficult to push through the air. So having the lower pitch is not a bad idea to keep the amps under control when you're at higher RPMs, and also it's just more efficient because it's easier to push through the air, and it's a 6-inch blade. I have not really liked 6-inch props up until this point. This is the first 6-inch prop that I can say that I actually want to fly, that I actually like flying. The HQ 6x3x3 was a good prop, and I thought it was actually one of the best 6-inch props I've tried just because it felt so much like a 5-inch. Now, you know that I fly in really tight quarters, and I want to have that control. I need that control. So anything that's kind of like lumbering around and feels like sloshy and sluggish, I'm not a fan of. I want to have the best control possible. And this is what this prop delivers. It delivers the control of a 5-inch. It feels just like a 5-inch. I mean, I know I'm still flying around in an area that is way too tight for 6-inch. It's like driving a massive truck through a tiny little swervy road. But still, it's flying just like a 5-inch, which is just mind-blowing because it's a 6-inch prop. That being said, it's definitely not without flaw. Similar to the HQ 6x3x3, at high RPMs, the blade does flex out of the way. It is a relatively flexible prop. Thankfully, though, the high flex of the prop probably means that it's more resiny, kind of, and it's probably going to be a lot more durable. I did hit a whole bunch of stuff, and I didn't break a single prop or even bend a prop. I would feel more comfortable flying this prop long range because I know I have much better control, and I don't feel like it's being stressed as much at high RPM. The HQ prop, you can definitely hear it flattening out at high RPM. And even though the 5-inch HQ props that flatten out at high RPM, they don't explode even under the highest RPM setup, I am still worried about the 6-inch prop exploding in midair. And this prop, because it has these like thinner ends, I don't feel like it's going to stress it as much. I really would like some prop tester to just spin up all the 6-inch props and see how far they can go without exploding. It would give us a lot of peace of mind. When I compare this again to the HQ 6x3x3, the HQ prop has a really big wave of thrust down low, like in the bottom 25-30% RPM range. You really get a big wave of thrust, and then as you go up in the RPM, it really doesn't do much. With this prop, it moves the whole thrust kind of band up in the RPM range. So at the low end throttle, when you're coming out of dives and doing various kind of smooth moves, it's much easier to pull out of the moves smoothly because it's not really so poppy at the bottom, and you kind of do have a wider like band of thrust in general. At the top end of your throttle range, in the top like 10%, it really doesn't feel like it's doing much. Like from 80 to 100%, it doesn't feel like it's doing anything, which is probably because the blades are just flexing out of the way and not really doing too much. But that's okay. I mean, it's a 6-inch prop. It's 4.5 grams. It's giving you fantastic control, fantastic everything else. It's definitely not a high-speed prop. I wouldn't recommend it on more than maybe 2300 kV and 5S or 2600 kV and 4S, maybe even a little bit lower. Maybe 2200 kV and 5S would be the maximum I would recommend this prop. Maybe 1800 or 1900 kV and 6S would work out just fine on the prop. In addition, the amp draw of this prop at maximum RPM is only a tiny bit more than the HU blade, just a hair more, which is still less than the vast majority of 5-inch props. This is the first prop that I like. As I said, there will definitely be more 6-inch props coming. I don't have a doubt about that. I know the doll prop is going to come. It's a 60/40. I think it's a 4-pitch. And I talked to Racekraft, and they actually do have this same prop in various other pitches and various other sizes. This particular blade design, which kind of looks like an actual bird wing to me, is a design that seems to be very effective for them, and they're going to come out with it probably in a 5-inch, and they have a 4 or a 4.2 pitch in this 6-inch version as well. I would actually be really interested in the 4 pitch. Just, I think they could add like half a gram of weight to this to give it a little bit more stiffness. I really appreciate the prop. It's the first 6-inch prop that I really do enjoy flying. And just the other day I was thinking, maybe I'll just like take apart my 6-inch because I don't really want 6-inch because it just doesn't feel right. But now I'm going to keep it. I'm going to hold on to it. Yeah, the rest of this video is going to be the second flight. You're going to see like a jello check. The prop has no jello. These new 6-inch props that are coming out are just surprising. They have no jello. It's really amazing. These new props have really like changed my mind about 6-inch. I thought it was so difficult to do. I thought there's no way you can get rid of the jello. It's so difficult to balance. All this whatever. This is all lies. I was just crazy. It was just wrong. They've just proved me wrong 110%. Yeah. Don't forget to floss. Thanks for watching. Bye.